Hello, welcome to the Cognizant Crone. I gotta get comfy. So we are on day 15 of 365 days of vlogging. And today I want to talk a little bit about prayer and meditation, like prayer versus meditation, prayer and meditation, kind of my thoughts on what both of those are, and maybe when they might or might not be useful or one over the other. So it's story time now. Okay, so if you've watched a few of my videos, you already know that, but this is for people who are new. And hey, if you haven't seen my videos yet, welcome. So I was raised Roman Catholic, so prayer was something that was part of Roman Catholic teachings. I didn't pray, like not officially. Like I remember like growing up, there were kids every night before they went to bed, they would kneel down, they'd say their prayers and whatever. We didn't do that in my house. That was just not a thing, right? But outside of intentional, specific, ritualistic prayer, we all pray at some level. God, I hope I get this job. God, I hope I find enough money to pay my rent. God, I'm so glad that this worked out. Right? Do you think that's not prayer? I do. Let's talk about that a little bit more. We'll unpack this. My perception of what prayer is having a conversation with God, right? We'll just use God as that word, right? So having a conversation with God. It's asking God for something. It's thanking God for something. It's having that connection and that dialogue, that communication, right? Could be back and forth depending on what kind of messages you get back. But to me, this is prayer, right? More often than not, it's people asking God for something. And that's cool, right? That's fine. Like how many times, a loved one is very sick and you pray for them. Oh my gosh, God, please, even a little bit more formalized than just God, I'm happy whatever happened, right? But God, please go to this person and make them better, right? It can be as simple as that. It doesn't have to be super formal. If you are in a place of worship, even more so, right? You tend to be a little more formal about it, a little more structured. But day to day, I think we're praying a lot more than we think we do. And I'm hoping that makes sense. Tell me if that resonates with you. Put a comment and tell me if that makes sense. So, like I said, prayer to me is that connection with God. It's talking to God. You're having a little chat with the big guy, okay? So that's cool and everything. So now let's talk about what meditation is. To me, this is all my perspective, right? I'm just throwing it out here. Like there's no right and wrong. So if haters are going to come for me, like don't even bother. Don't even bother, because I'm going to love you and say thanks. Thanks for your support. Like I'm not going to engage. Because this is just to get people thinking, right? It's just for fun. That's what the whole channel is. Let's have some fun and just spark discussion, right? Not fights, not debates. That's not what we're here for. It's discussions and hey, well, here's something I do. Hey, here's something a friend of mine does that I think is kind of interesting or whatever, right? So back to meditation. From my perspective, meditation is trying to still the mind as much as possible so that you can connect to spirit and have discussions or see what kind of messages or insights might come. Sometimes you are asking, sometimes you're receiving, sometimes it's both, right? But it's quieting the mind and being still and sparking that connection with spirit. If you think about the description of prayer and the description of meditation, they're pretty much the same. In my book, in my mind, it's pretty much the same thing, right? Slightly different ways of doing it, but ultimately it's connecting to spirit. It's connecting to God, divine, whoever you worship, right? So to me, it's kind of the same thing. So is one better than the other or more appropriate than the other? I don't know that one is better than the other. Appropriateness might be like, let's say you are going into church. You are going to church. You're Catholic. I just go from Catholic perspective because I know it. Like, I'm not going to talk about going to a synagogue or a mosque or a temple because I've never been. Hey, invite me. Can I go? Can you just go to like other religious temples? Maybe not ceremonies. It's different, but like that'd be interesting. I think that'd be cool to go and check out other places. Anyway, oh, I'm going to tell you a story. Oh, I hope I don't forget this. I want to put a pin in it. And it's about a church of the Latter-day Saints. Latter-day Saints. Oh my God, that's going to spark. I think that's going to spark our topic for tomorrow. It's tolerance of other faiths and religions. Oh my God, that's going to be a good one. Wait, you got to be here tomorrow, day 16, okay? Put that on your calendar. So, oh God, see, I've already thrown myself off track. So yeah, so say I'm going to church, right? When I go to church, there is a set of rules, use that term loosely, right? There are guidelines of how you behave and what you say and what you do, blah, blah, blah. So if I was going to church and I wanted to connect, I would pray, okay? I wouldn't go into church, sit on the floor cross-legged and I wouldn't do that. Not because it's bad, not because it's, not connecting. It's not inappropriate, but it's not exactly appropriate for the setting, right? Like, kind of choose what you're doing based on where you are. If you're at home, you can do whatever you want, right? But think about where you are and what is somewhat respectful to the place you're in, right? If you sit on the floor and you start meditating in the church, I think the priest would give you a thumbs up, like, rock on. However you connect, go for it, right? But, kneeling down on the bench, the pew thing you put down, I don't remember what it's called, the thing you kneel on, the kneeler, right? Kneel down, pray, whatever, go about your day. Okay, I'm getting kind of goofy now. But I think you understand my point. So, is one better than the other? No, I think as long as you're making that connection, it doesn't matter, right? Where and how you practice may vary. One might be more appropriate than the other. And I don't like using that word because, if you're praying or meditating, it's not inappropriate to do that anywhere, I don't think. Might be a little strange, right? Might be a little off, sitting in your cubicle at work on your chair. I don't know. I'm just whatever. But overall, it's the whole thing of how you connect, why you connect, and what are you getting out of it, right? Prayer and meditation, like I said, to me, it's so, if it's not the same thing, it's really darn close. It's really darn close, right? So I'm going to leave it there. It's a bit of a shorter video today, but I thought it's an interesting discussion to have. What are your thoughts on prayer versus meditation? Do you feel they're pretty much the same or very similar? Or do you think that maybe one has different benefits or different outcomes? And of course, no matter who's doing what, we are all going to have individual experiences. So it's not going to be the same for everybody. But, I'm not a big fan of prayer. That's just me personally. But meditation would be my thing. I don't even like to meditate a lot. Sometimes I just have conversations. And you know what? Outside of prayer and meditation, maybe you're just having a chat with your angels. It's kind of a prayer/meditation, right? I would even take that as a prayer/meditation kind of thing. But that's just me. Tell me what you think. All right, we're going to wrap it up there. So, day 15 done. We'll see you here tomorrow for day 16. Bye.